Hey guys, welcome back. So I know that this is a very different video. I've never done a video like this on my channel, but lately I've been trying to come up with different art pieces for my wall because I have no decor on my walls now that I moved in. But all of the decor pieces that I've been looking at have literally been like so expensive, and I'm not about to pay no $700 for an art piece that goes on my wall. So I decided to create my own. This is what I came up with. I've been seeing a lot of textured art all over social media and I think they look so cute, but again, I'm not trying to pay that kind of money. So I DIY'd this piece right here. I just think it's so cute. This is literally like the easiest thing. I thought it was gonna be way harder and it wasn't, and it came out so good. I personally love it. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how I created this. So it's gonna be a voiceover because a lot of the clips are just like really sped up and stuff. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
Alright guys, so jumping right in, I got two canvases. I think these are 24 by 36 each, and then I just glued them together like with some wood glue overnight. You could possibly just get like one large canvas if you found one, but those suckers are also really expensive, so I just opted for these two. And then I'm also using just one piece of pre-cut fabric. So these are the ones that come like in the little boxes rolled up at Walmart. I think this was like $4, and I think it's a total of like 2 yards or something like that. And I did just throw it in the dryer to get rid of all the wrinkles that it comes with. Then I'm using this big gallon of glue. I got this for like 20 bucks at Michael's, I'm pretty sure. But I also use this big gallon for like other art projects that I do. So you could use Mod Podge. You could use, anything else that you think will suffice. But shoot, when else am I going to use this big old gallon of glue, So I put that on both the canvases, and then I just make sure to spread out all the glue with like this little sponge brush applicator thing before throwing on the fabric. You want to make sure that you spread the glue pretty evenly and like in all the, cracks and crevices around the corners and everything, just so you have an even base. And then all you do is really just throw the satin over the glue. Even if it, kind of bubbles up like this, like mine did, it's totally okay because you're going to pull it just like this and mess around with the bubbles. That's what I'm going to call them, the bubbles, the waves, a little bit as you go along. But just trying to lay the satin or the fabric down in a way where it's a little bit even. You can tell that here on the left side of the canvas, I have a little bit less fabric than I do on the right side. So as I play with it, as I mess around with it, that's also going to change. But yeah, I'm really just like pulling the fabric up just like this and making waves wherever I think it needs to like get lifted up, and it looks good and it's to my liking. You do have time, especially with the clear glue versus the Mod Podge, you do have time to kind of mess around with it and play with it. Your fabric will feel a little bit wet, obviously, because it's like going to be saturated by glue underneath, but that's totally okay. And it's going to dry clear. It's not going to clear dry, it's going to dry clear. And then I'm adding a little bit of glue wherever I think I need some around the edges there, and going to continue making my waves. So after it's looking how you want it, it's time to actually harden and preserve the entire piece. So I'm using this Stiffen Stuff by Beacon. I got this at Michael's for like 10-11 bucks, I think. And the overall product is okay. However, the spritzer on the bottle was really just like getting me pissed off through this entire thing because it kept getting like stuck, and then it would like drip everywhere. It was like getting on my hands. It was not a good time, okay? I didn't enjoy it at all. You can even see like where I'm spritzing that you can see like the drips right there like falling off of the bottle, and that was just a little bit frustrating because then I had to go in with my finger and like kind of smear it, smudge it out. And then in the back of the bottle, it says that you can do 2 coats, which I did. But then after I did the second coat, you can see that it left like these white spots kind of like on the flat parts, which I hated. So I went over them with black paint. To me, it didn't look bad. To me, it didn't bother me at all. It blended in with the black fabric. However, if you're doing this with a different color, that might be a different story. But I only noticed these white spots on the second coat. So if you don't need to do a second coat with this product, don't do it. Just steer clear of it. I did make a hot pink piece just like this for one of my friends, and I didn't do a second coat. I only did one, and it turned out just as fine as mine. So that's just what I had to do here. And then after that, this is like the second day after I started this project, and you can see that the fabric is like hard as rock, and it looked so good. I really like how it came out. Now comes the part where we have to start tucking around the edges of the fabric. This is my first time ever using or trying to use a staple gun. I had no idea what the heck I'm doing. Like, you can legit see the confusion on my face and I'm like, what the heck is going on? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So after I messed around with the staple gun and I finally got my shit together, I was able to learn more about it. This is the next day, and I was able to actually staple down my fabric. So I'm just doing that all along, the edges of the canvas, just in like the most significant places. I'm also not pulling the fabric very tight, obviously, because you don't want to, stretch out any of the waves that you made in the front. The fabric is obviously a little bit stiffer, so it's gonna be not difficult to work with. You just kind of have to play around with it and be a little bit more gentle with it, in a sense. So after I stapled around the entire edges, I went in with some scissors and I cut off like excess fabric all the way around. And then I didn't film this part, but just take a paint scraper and really just tuck in the edges of the fabric into the back of the canvas, like underneath the board. I'm sorry I didn't film that, but that's all I did after I cut the pieces of fabric. I just tucked in the back, and then that's pretty much it. That's all you gotta do. Touch up some staples, and then you're left with literally such a beautiful piece of unique art that you made yourself on a budget. Looks so cute. I'm so happy.